Coming up on the Sports Desk, hoops, and a little more hoops. We're dead in the middle of basketball season with league play at full speed. Bishop Montgomery looking to extend their perfect record to a fat 20-0. Meanwhile, the Knights not the only team around town going to the line. We take a look at some other scores and highlights on the basketball court, including some Tartars Pioneer League action. Plus, I mentioned league competition, but I wasn't only talking about basketball. Couple teams making their intention for 2013 clear and looking to dethrone the school that's had a stranglehold on the Pioneer League for the last decade. Do they have the talent to do it? All that coming up and more right now on the Sports Desk. Hey there everybody, welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Wan Hernandez here with another week of what's hot in Torrance sports. First up, exactly who was first up last time you saw us. The Bishop Montgomery Knights are really just that good. There's no escaping the question every week. Will the Knights continue their unbeaten streak through this week into next week? Jenny Phillips has the update.
You know, Juan, so far this Bishop Montgomery team has continuously impressed us this season, blowing out team after team. They are currently undefeated with 19 consecutive wins. Let's see if LaSalle can give them a run for their money. Unfortunately for the Lancers, tonight was just another routine day in the office for the Knights. Bishop coming out hot from the get-go, Lamond Murray Jr. with an early layup from Justin Bibbins. Murray finished with a team-high 19 points. Still in the first quarter, Stefan Jovanovic with the and one. He makes the free throw, Knights up 7-2. Bishop goes into halftime up 42-14. The second half was no different. In the third quarter, Bibbins to Murray with the lob and the jam. Bibbins racks up 8 assists and 6 steals as Bishop cruises by LaSalle, 84-42. This is a huge blowout win for you guys. What can you take from it? How can you pinpoint what you need to work on?
I think we still need to work on our defense. I think we could score more. We could play really good defense. First half we played really good, but second half our defense fell and they scored some cheap points.
We're always happy with the win, but I think we're never satisfied, especially this year since a lot of our players are seniors. So staying hungry is really important. I think that's what we have.
And once again, the Knights convincingly defeat another league foe. They have now won 20 in a row and are 3-0 in league. Is anyone going to be able to challenge these guys? It might not happen until playoffs, which they are well on their way to. From Bishop Montgomery, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
Thanks for that, Jenny. Also on the court in the Bishop Gymnasium this week was the girls squad, who after a hot start of their own, starts to cool down. Letitia Cahey has the report on the Lady Knights trying to keep their own winning streak going.
The Bishop Montgomery St. Bernard game was close. The fourth quarter, however, belonged to St. Bernard. Michelle Curry, playing with 4 personal fouls, gets 2 to go and sparks the St. Bernard offense into a 10-0 run. Christine Delapina misses a 3, and Bishop just couldn't get anything to fall in. The other way, Chanel Pell gets the and 1 for St. Bernard, opening up the lead against Bishop. She finished with 14. Freshman forward Sophia Song tries to keep Bishop in the game with this spin move for 2 of her career-high 29 points. But then it was just miss after miss for the Lady Knights. Coach Alexa Johnson not happy about some calls, but Song kind of expected things would be tough during their 82-71 loss.
Feel like the underdogs of this league, but that's only going to push us to play harder. And next game we have Sarah, and tomorrow at practice we're going to work on everything and fix our mistakes and prepare for that game. Considering that I'm a freshman and everyone feels like, oh, don't worry about her, she's a freshman, or sometimes people underestimate what we could really do, and that just kind of pushed me to play extra hard this game. And especially for my teammates, they were looking at me to, step up and score, and that's what I felt like I had to do.
All right, thank you for that, Letitia. So Bishop falls to St. Bernard in that matchup, and later in the week, they're going to lay an egg on the road against Sarah, 64-34. A handful more league games to go before the regular season is all wrapped up, so we'll have a couple more weeks to see where the Lady Knights land heading into CIF playoffs. All right, time for a quick break, everybody. When we come back, we check out some more hoop action in Torrance. The Tartars in the Pioneer League taking the court while we check in on plenty of other basketball scores from South, West, and North. See if anybody else is making noise like the Knights. All that coming up after the break.
This could be a bicycle. Or a bat. This could be a robot. Or an airplane. This could be a playground. This could be a book bag.
Or a soccer ball.
This could be a book. This could be beautiful. This cannot be trash. This can all be recycled. Learn more at thiscouldbe.org.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. Like my favorite, dogs, of course. Well, maybe kitty cats are the best. I also like horses. Some of my best friends are apes. Elephants. Elephants are so wonderful. And who wouldn't want to cuddle up with a tiger? Oh, am I kidding? I love them all. The point is, Morris Animal Foundation is giving animals a healthier tomorrow. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org. It's all about a healthier tomorrow. And at my age, I'm all about that.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Hello and welcome back to the Sports Desk. We last talked about the hot hand of the undefeated Knights, while in other corners of the city of Torrance, we see teams not just playing to avoid losses in their stat line, but in the case of the Torrance Tartars, facing the loss of a former teammate. Brittany Johnson has that story as the Tartars took on El Segundo with heavy hearts.
Torrance going for their first league win against El Segundo. Corey Catani notices the 2-3 defense being played against him and takes full advantage from the top of the key, nailing his first of many three-pointers. First quarter still, and Torrance trying to break down the zone with the dribble penetration. Brett kicks it out to Brandon for the three, and it's good. Second quarter, Torrance with the pick and roll, but they don't get anything from the first attempt. Brandon with the bucket and the foul. He makes the free throw that scores 20-19 El Segundo. The Warriors switched up to a full court press, but Torrance was able to break it down for an easy two. El Segundo playing a box two in the third, which allowed Torrance to feed their big men in the post. Now the last thing you want to do is get trapped in the corner on a full court press. Michael Matthews with the steal. Torrance trying to make something happen on offense, trying to get their guards and their big men working. Michael Matthews working hard all night on the defense and offensive end, but he gets called right here for the travel. Here's the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. Keep your eye on Corey. The defense forgets all about him and he pops the three to give them the 3-point lead. El Segundo going for the three-pointer is no good, but they get the easy two, plus a free throw shot in the next possession to give them the lead. 10 seconds left in the fourth, and Brett with a huge three to put Torrance within one. Torrance gets the ball back with 8 seconds left, but they can't get the shot to go down after multiple attempts, and El Segundo ends up with the 57-55 win over Torrance.
The defense was giving it to me, and I was open, so my coach always tells me to look for if I'm open, so that's what I was trying to do, and trying to help my team the best I can.
Despite their loss to El Segundo tonight, the Torrance Tartars lost something more important. James Chang, a 3-year varsity player, lost his battle with cancer. Before tonight's game, the team honored Chang and his family.
Something that as a basketball family we felt like we needed to do. Because just because you graduated 8 years ago doesn't mean that we forget about you. We are a family, and if your family's in need, we're going to help you.
Thoughts and hearts go out to the entire Chang family and the Tartars community for their loss. Some other scores around town this past week. The Tartars also faced West High in a doubleheader. Both the boys and girls squads laced it up and the Warriors get the sweep. West boys earn a W by a big margin, 62-23, and the ladies go 45-29 in both non-league matches. In Bay League play, West not so fortunate against losing her. They fall 62-42. Xavier Basso and Terrell Carter each contribute 8 points for the Warriors, who have just one Bay League win so far. North splits its week against Pioneer League foes, first dropping one to Lawndale before going on the road and taking down El Segundo. Zach Kimura leads the way with 13 points against Gundo to bring the Saxons to within sight of a 500 overall record. And South High seeing the same result over the week in its Pioneer League matchups, first taking down Centennial to move to 3-0 in the league, eventually losing their first league game to Lawndale, who has yet to lose to a Pioneer team. Kenichi Hackman leading the way with 17 points for the Spartans. And you'll remember last week, Jenny Phillips went out to El Camino College to see if the basketball team could turn around their losing streak. Well, the streak continues, unfortunately. The Warriors enduring their 8th loss in a row to Harvard College. The Warriors kept even through most of the first half, evening the score at 19 apiece, but did not score another first half point until the final 5.5 minutes. By the time the second half came around, things did not change. Harbor pulls away with a score of 53-35. Elko still on the hunt to break what's now an 8-game losing streak, but just as important, they're still looking for their first South Coast Conference win. Okay, everybody, coming up after the break, North High has dominated Pioneer League wrestling for a decade now. After the break, we're going to look at a couple squads working to end that reign, and one of them setting their sights on accomplishing that task this year.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride uphill, I will eventually get to ride downhill. That's how it works. If I ride, my breath will fill the air instead of smoke and car exhaust. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider. If I ride, I will be strong.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Hey there, Torrance. Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Now, everybody in town knows all about North High Wrestling. They dominate the Pioneer League and just about anybody else that gets in their way. Well, two of the teams literally with no fear of getting directly in the Saxons' path are the South Spartans and the Torrance Tartars. Our Vi Salas headed out to see the talented squads in action against each other, and he discovered that the chatter about topping North this year is reaching a dull roar from one of these teams.
When South and Torrance locked horns in an interleague, intercity dual meet, they both had one common goal: improve.
Kids are ready to wrestle, our studs are ready, they're healthy right now, and we're just trying to prepare and keep them healthy and get them to the end.
In order for us to get better, we have to face good teams like South, like North, be able to go to hard tournaments and be able to try and get ourselves better. That's the only way a program can be able to fully grow.
When the match began, South, at home, seemed to hold the edge. The Spartans jumped out to an early 17-3 lead behind senior Tim Yoon's pin at 152 pounds. But much like the Tartars have done all season up to this point, they jumped on the back of their standouts, reeled off 37 straight points, thanks to 3 forfeits and 2 pins from senior Eddie Hernandez at 195 and junior CJ Pestano at 106, and remained unbeaten in the Pioneer League.
It was a tight match. We knew that South was going to come out tough, coming into their home court, and we were able to pull it out.
We got to work harder because the score was too close for us. People were gassing out, stupid moves, and we just got to work on that in the room.
Tough dual meet. I think we won pretty much. We lost a couple weights, but for the most part, the score doesn't really reflect the matches. We pretty much won most of the matches. Torrance is tough though. They got a pretty solid guy at every weight. We gave up 3 weight classes. All I can say is my kids wrestled pretty tough. Torrance coaches, they did a good job preparing their kids. But it was a good dual meet.
Team competition aside, the unique wrinkle in prep wrestling is there's a team competition and individual stakes in each match, with a handful of wrestlers from both Torrance and South looking to make waves in league finals and beyond.
We haven't gotten more than one kid to CIF in the last couple years, and I think we'll have at least 3 or 4 CIF places this year, which is exciting.
My goal is to try to stay undefeated until league finals, stay undefeated again, move to CIF, and hopefully get to Masters.
CIF, place at CIF, go to Masters, and then go to state.
Both South and Torrance felt good about the result in their dual meet and the impending league finals, with their goal being the same: beat perennial favorite North.
We were runner-up for the past 2 years, so of course we want that league title. North's been greedy with it for a couple years, so it's our turn.
Right now, the flag bearer of the South Bay is North. League champions the last 10 out of 11 years. I mean, Torrance High hasn't won a league championship since my senior year in 2001, and I've been playing that up a lot in the room, just trying to be able to try to bring the championship back home to Torrance High.
South gave it a go against North in the league opener, but came up short. Only time will tell if Torrance can finish the job the Spartans started and unseat the defending CIF champions, North. For the Sports Desk, I'm Vi Salas.
Now, when you talk about South Bay Wrestling, North and West, pretty much going to take up the bulk of that convo, but a couple of the athletes we just saw here from Torrance and South High keeping their schools in the same conversation with those powerhouse Saxon and Warriors teams. 3 of the wrestlers in that dual meet are ranked in the top 20, according to CalGrappler.com. CJ Pistano, who you just saw, and Matt Boyer of Torrance, both holding top 10 spots in their respective weight divisions. And with the win over South, that sets up a Tartar shot at their first Pioneer League crown in 11 years. In less than 2 weeks, North and Torrance face off on the mat, possibly with the league title at stake for whoever wins. Of course, you saw there's plenty of individual wrestlers with personal goals on the line as well. Those meets in CIF, county, and eventually state will start in early February. But hey, before we get there, circle January 31st on your calendar. Be in the Torrance Gymnasium to see the Tartars and the Saxons in their meet. Also on the mat, the West Warriors took a 9th place finish at the 5 Counties tournament in Fountain Valley. Senior Matt Bozen earned 2nd place at 220 pounds, losing in the final to Sean Medley of Wasco, who just so happens to be the top-ranked wrestler in all of California in that weight class. Moving on to soccer, the South girls still killing anyone and everyone around. They blast Centennial 9-0. We call that a boat race, not so much a soccer match. And remember last week we laid out a laundry list of top-ranked teams that have fallen to South this winter? Well, add St. Margaret's to that list. South takes down the number 2 team in Division 5, 3-2 to extend their undefeated season and earn their 16th win. For the boys, remember Bishop Montgomery looked like they were trying to find their way for a while? Not so much an issue anymore as the Knights rail off their 4th win in a row. All those Del Rey League victories, so Bishop Montgomery sitting real pretty in league play with a 4-0 record. Monty just slightly above 500 on the season, but that league record really all that counts when it comes to getting into the CIF tourney next month. West High moving up in the Bay League standings, taking down Lusinger 2-1. The Warriors pull out an even record in the Bay League, which ties them with Lusinger in the standings. They score twice in the first 20 minutes of this one to hold on for the W. And in the Pioneer League, North High routs Gundo. Anthony Diaz with a busy day. He nets 2 against the Eagles, while 4 other Saxons get to do those crazy dances soccer players do when they score goals. North now 3-1 against the Pioneer League. And back to the ladies for a couple more scores here. West High runs all over Lusinger. This one not nearly as close as the boys matchup. 7-0 the score here. Jessica Vincent scores 2 goals and tacks on 2 assists in the road win. The Warriors putting up an impressive season at 12-6-2 after this one. 2-2 in Bay League play. The Torrance Tartars also victorious. The Lady Tartars shutting down Centennial 3-0. Now the South Spartans, they've given us a ton to talk about this season, but Torrance is right on their heels with an amazing season of their own. Only 2 losses this season, and both of them to the Spartans. So if there's somebody looking to crack that undefeated season against South, wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being this squad. They'll get a crack against South at Zamperini Field this week, and if you missed the game itself, you can catch the highlights right here on the Sports Desk. Okay, and before we wrap it up for the week, we wanted to take the chance to send a huge congratulations to North's Alice Jung for being named Golfer of the Year by the Daily Breeze. She tops the South Bay's 2012 All-Area Girls Golf Team after leading North High to its first ever Ocean League title before an amazing solo run through CIF play that took her all the way to a 6th place finish in the state. Alice, congratulations. We can't wait to see you take that talent up to Berkeley next year and take on the Pac-12. Steve Schmitz, the man behind the operation for North High's league crown, earned himself Coach of the Year honors. Some other area athletes with spots on the list were Torrance's Ann Chang. Chang was the 2011 Golfer of the Year. Aaron Choi over at West High was the Bay League Player of the Year with a scoring average just over 35 this season. Back in October, Choi threw it down with a 32 against South Torrance. It's a score I am never going to sniff. And another Saxon getting her first team honors is Cindy O. The underclassman was runner-up in the Ocean League finals this fall. All right, so clearly there's some talent in this town when it comes to teeing it up. Well, don't be afraid to send us an email here at the Sports Desk so we can show you off. Basketball, football, baseball, golf, it doesn't matter. If there's an athlete in your home or in your classroom with a bright future like any of those we just talked about, you fill us in so we can feature them on the Sports Desk. You've got the phone number right here, and our email is thesportsdesk@torranceca.gov. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. When we come back next time, guess what? Like I said, we got that South High versus Torrance matchup on the pitch and plenty more, so make sure you check right back in with us right here on the Sports Desk.